Welcome back to the channel, hosers. Sorry for the delay in getting these videos up. I've just been super busy. I've been focusing on my side hustle. I've been doing artistic penises for sale. You can check me out on Etsy. I should have a penis for any situation or special occasion you can think of. So check me out. I'm going to take a break from this because these fumes are making me high, but let's dive right in. The car is showing -13. The iPhone is showing -12, but feels like -20. It's a little snowy outside, but we're gonna put some pistols through the test and see how they run. I'm gonna shoot 10 rounds with the tungsten rod in, so you could see the tungsten rod. See if it makes any difference. Alright guys, as promised, I have the P320 here, and I've probably got 500-600 rounds through it, and I've been fooling around with different configurations just to see what works best. And I have to admit, this is starting to become one of my favorite guns. Shooting the SIG with the tungsten grip, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite guns. Just shoots so easy, shoots flat, returns to zero quick. It's very easy to shoot this gun fast. So I'm pulling to the right a bit, but you can see I was shooting pretty quick and I got a nice little group with a couple of flyers. It takes everything that the P226 Legion does, but just does it a little bit better for a couple of reasons, which I'll get into. But as it sits right now, we've got the regular P320 with the X series trigger. I threw on the TXG, the tungsten infused grip, with a Magwell, and I've put in the Tungsten Guide Rod with a reduced power 1911 spring. So what I'm running here is, as you can see, this is the Wolf part number 41912. It's a 1911 spring rated at 12 pounds, and I have to admit, when you put this spring in, it becomes so easy to rack. It kind of almost feels like a high-end 2011. Just really smooth, really easy. No malfunctions whatsoever. I was worried at first that the spring might be a little too soft, but so far it's been perfectly fine. I haven't, in all the rounds I've shot so far, I haven't had a single malfunction with this pistol. The only instance or failure I had was on one mag. I was riding a little too high and I actually had the slide stop engaged and it kind of jammed, but that was just me going a little too fast and screwing up my grip. So 500-600 rounds, ultra reliable. I'm just going to throw the stock spring in just to show you what the difference is. It's a bit stiffer and it's not by any stretch bad. It works fine. The only thing is it's not as easy. It is a little bit harder, stiffer. Maybe it's better if you're shooting hotter loads, but like I said, I've been shooting reloads through with the tungsten rod and the 1911 spring, and it's been perfectly fine. So that's one setup that I'm definitely going to keep. I'm going to roll in some video footage of just shooting and how accurate this pistol is and how easy it was to get sighted in. I think that's better. Got a nice little group. the trigger itself is not as good as the 226 Legion. I have to admit, this trigger is definitely better. It's a better trigger. Has a little bit of take up, but clean break, and the reset is much better. The reset is just shorter, more positive, a lot better. This one, not bad by any stretch. It has less take up, but it's just a little bit harder to pull, and then the reset isn't as good. You can hear it, listen. It kind of, I don't know, just not as good. I think the perfect combination would be this trigger and this pistol, and that would be phenomenal. As for shooting this, I have to admit, it's in this configuration. It is out shooting this. The return to zero is just almost perfect on this pistol. I have to remind you, I don't normally shoot it with the light on, but the return to zero is perfect. I'm gonna try to show some video. I took all three of these SIGs back to back. So you've got the X5, you got the P226 Legion, and you got the regular P320. And I'm gonna shoot 3 SIGs to see if you can notice any difference in the recoil. First one is the 320 with tungsten. We're just gonna shoot, not really go for accuracy, just try to get Legion. Finally the X5. I'll try to slow it down if I can. The slow motion wasn't working, but I find that this one, after you shoot, just naturally returns to zero a bit better. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the recoil spring or the added weight out front with the Tungsten Guide Rod. I wanted to show you just quickly how heavy this truly is. This is a 4.7 inch barrel, and it's weighing in at so this is coming in at 2 pounds 5 ounces. Okay, now that is with the optic, but compared to this, all steel, 5-inch barrel, 5-inch slide, and this one is coming in at 2.82. So this is only 3 ounces heavier, considering it's all steel, 5-inch barrel, than this. And so this polymer grip really does add the weight right where you need it. And just like I said, it returns to zero really, really well. The regular P226 Legion, again, you know, you've got an alloy frame, same size barrel. Actually, the barrel might be a little shorter here, but this one is coming in at just under 1 pound 12 ounces. So this one is actually lighter, you know, considering this is polymer. I know it does have the optic, but really beefy. A lot of people have asked me why I went with this configuration over just getting the regular X5, and I've mentioned in the comments, two main reasons are this was a much better price than just buying the X5 Legion, which would have came with the 5-inch slide and the tungsten. So I got this for a lot cheaper. I only paid $800 and then $300 for the frame. So it came in cheaper, and I prefer these sights better. So I really prefer this high-vis. I don't know if you could see it, but I really prefer this over the X5 Legion's fiber optic. I've enjoyed these sights on the regular Legion, so the 226 Legion, and I wanted to stick with these sights, even though I was going to put a red dot on it. I just really like this sight better, and again, it was cheaper, so I said, you know, why not? Gun is cold as hell. Tungsten rods in there. Let's see how it does cold. So the gun has been ultra reliable, super accurate. It was a breeze to sight in. It shoots really quick. I'm going to roll some footage in here. Okay, so the tungsten frame with Romeo 1 seems to be dialed in. Let's just see how it goes with the last adjustments. Cold one. Not as bad as I thought. But it's at first my PPQ was my go-to pistol for optic. As all my pistols with optics, I could shoot the PPQ the fastest, and this one has eclipsed it. It really does just point really well, and maybe that's just me being used to the Sig Sauer grips, but it points really well and just returns to zero faster than anything I've shot, and that's including, you know, my CZ Tactical Sport. It just recoils really quickly and gets right back, and it's just really simple to shoot fast. I could see why everyone, when I went to my last dipstick match, was running the X5 Legions. The Tungsten Guide Rod really does make a difference. I've noticed at first when, I'll roll some video in here, but the first time I did it, I was like, I didn't really notice anything. And I was like, that was a waste of 200 bucks. But then the more I started shooting it, especially when I put the tungsten grip, you could feel that it's just settling a lot faster. And I've ran tests comparing it with and without with the stock guide rod, and it really does make a difference. So I'd highly recommend that if you are looking to use this pistol to compete. But so far, 500-600 rounds in, absolutely no complaints. The configuration you see here is probably the way I'm going to run it. If I shoot IPSC, I'll take the Magwell out. It's just one screw. The only thing I'm missing, and I've mentioned this before, you probably won't be able to see it, but inside this grip, there's a slot there for a, I don't know what I said, but the stupid thing stopped. And inside here, you can see there's a little slot for a grip weight, and nobody seems to have it in stock. I found one that's 3 ounces, I believe, but it's like $260 because it's made from tungsten, whereas the OEM from Sig is 1.6 ounce, I think, and that's like 50 bucks US. So that's the only thing I'm thinking I'm going to add. You know, you're going to be putting this weight back here, and hopefully it'll keep the gun a little bit flatter. But so far, absolutely no complaints. The Sig Romeo, not my favorite optic, but it fits directly without any adapter plates. I have the shroud on it. This is the Romeo 1 Pro. I personally would prefer the Hollow Sun, but absolutely no complaints. It's been super reliable. I'm going to try to put another 500-600 rounds through it, see if there's anything I can comment on. But so far, this thing is as advertised. Absolute tack driver. You can't go wrong with it, either in this configuration or the, you know, I'd say if you don't want to toy around with it, just buy the X5 Legion. You get a longer barrel. I believe it's more of a bull barrel as well. You get the matching colors, because as you can see, the colors don't match here. You've got a black and a Legion gray. It's only a couple $100 more, but you get everything right out of the box. The only thing you would need is the tungsten guide rod and the reduced recoil spring. So hit me up with any questions, guys. I'll do my best to answer them with the next 500 rounds, but so far, absolute pleasure to have this gun.